think will be on your opportunity to follow proceedings in Parliament and run will be a bit disappointed.
Okay.
So here, I'm fast on more conduct, especially somebody like Katie Hammond, who is a chairman of the committee. Yes, now he has virtually become like a nuisance on the panel, heckling and just making unsavory comment. He turned the whole thing like, who's a just serious business in Ekoso. But you see, a governance need leadership. By where you enlist people to sensitive position, what they do is they serve the citizenry. Okay. So always and always there must be that respect between the people and that of government, because government and also authority are buying beer, no emanate from the trust and the confidence citizens repose in that particular government. Okay. So at any point in time, and that particular trust, confidence, ebe gets shattered, and I say any hobby, you lose your locals to hold on to whatever position that you have. And you quite recently, so I follow UK politics for quite some time now. You know, the Prime Minister, no, or no, or Henry is here, no, resign, or yeah, Nano Mamia, or a mini budget, and a finance minister, and it caused a tsunami in the market in the UK for the first time in about 30 years. Yes. Bank of your friends, England had to intervene. And as a result of that, the finance minister had to go. A mini budget no introduce you. And she resigned. Subsequent development led to the resignation of the Prime Minister herself, because in her last address, no, I said, but when who's a beardry or and out of respect that she has for the people, no, she's going. That is all that is. Because the very moment that respect between you and the people, no, anyhow, no, you have no business holding.
But I want the people of Africa, particularly Ghana, do your drinks are because intensity. Apart from some few ones even it has to take the Ghanaian where they can for an instance, for instance, the way people are talking to Amonte. No, it's about a concept of power that we appreciate in our politics. Concept of power na how you see power. People see power as some kind of entitlement. Yeah. And they demand respect from people. They don't want to draw it. And I say, na wako school na obi amane favor na point to nimyansa chen obia. So whatever that he says, you just have to just shut up and then allow them to do. So that concept, and then SCP into everything that they do. So Ken Ofori-Atta na nam hono, enisa me anasa wo. Ebe TV, so I can't say I won't resign. Or you'll be a sebi. Or your friend is saying a bit of way anymore. And I didn't say nobody has to tell him so failing. But I said that particular sense of entitlement, me offer buying and order me a bomb, because I could afford to settle himself to fail the very moment he came to power. How? Because so we are buying. That's how person ultimately demand accountability. Now ultimately force to for more year Juma. You don't just enlist so-called loyalists and friends, cronies, and family. But the president made a promise to Ghanaians that he's putting his presidency online, and he warned that if you want to make money, join the private sector. At least, how can we say the presidents are failing? Because or set a warning tone. You see, talk is cheap, because you see, in the space of modern governance, so we take hills of government. Your friend be family and friends, cronies, for the very moment you are enlisted so-called loyalists around you, president now, because when they begin doing some of the excesses that we see at Ken Ofori-Atta and improve for that particular will to crack down the whip on them, won't to mean yet, and the president, to some extent, the president has been handicapped. Exactly, because Ken Ofori-Atta and office here, your mind about him. So what's in China? If you are not even inclined to economics, now one tia Mamuasia, which was a Bosiana Yaboni, a but we were just borrowing because we had access to capital market and we were just floating bonds. Within a short period of 4 years, they are floating bond of about $11 billion. About Chroma say, besides, at the end of the year, share your debt to your GDP. Oh, Chroma. There is this, your friend saying, projection by IMF, as no World Bank. Say every December this year, now your debt to your GDP are rising to over by 104%. Which means that the country is in crisis. And now all the rating agencies in downgrading Ghana to the sense, and that Ghana, your economic fortunes in is on the line.
So you don't need Obi Nebaka just resign. But I'm say family enterprise omo free say o me offer na appoint me and the president doesn't even care say neba bia nema akoi say obeka say oh Ken Ofori-Atta bia nema akoi si form na say yenya ade no nkoforo mo twa ne ho ahia ni nyina he's still out there protecting them telling Ghanaians that they are performing because quite recently when he went
to
the
president has told us that he has the men.
Men, no,
and he believes in the people that are working.
They are all transactional men. Or not turning into Goro boys because that is what they are doing.
The president, but not in the manifesto by. Or next, our party for you, one more position, you know, and it's not a dream. My penny one policies, even though mine one policy. And to whom say it will be a big risk. Sir President Betty, he said, Nipa, and then at Tracia, young men and several good crowds associate the barber soon. Or in a mergement. Only the brainchild behind the idea no idea free SHS, idea no idea one district, one factory, idea no idea one village, one dam. Because you need to see it to be a tsunami to my government.
Outcome in the bed determine. You have given them a period of 6 years. Okay. The output is enough to justify that these guys have done nothing, but they have failed. So as president, you know, discretion, I had the man, or no doubt those discretionary powers, and I had the man, very, very consequential. And the consequences are you're free. They say everything I say. So that particular your friend said, no,
but to the president, everything is going on.
No, it means that he has lost touch with the reality.
He's still thinking
no. If the
believe in the men and he's not going
if the president is in touch with the reality, nobody on his right senses will look at the economic fortunes of Ghana at this particular point in time and concludes everything is fine, unless say you have lost touch with the reality. And that is the president has lost touch with the reality. He's not in tune with the reality.
That is why president.
He has lost touch. Maybe he has just decided to block his view from what is happening because the fact is that Ghana is sinking. Now, we have rating agency, Bretton Woods institution, IMF, World Bank, and then as a form. Look at the commentaries that are coming to the extent that we are on our knees begging IMF for redemption. That is enough way to justify that indeed the country has failed. So how dare you go out there and tell people say everybody everything is fine? It means that the president has lost touch with reality, especially 4 years now. All of them have become transactional businessmen who are just looking for money. Because
so do you think that the majority's position on the finance minister is a panacea for transactions? So more PBB.
Oh, yeah.
And looking at their subsequent actions after that press conference.
Yes, because
they have actually changed and toned that. Meanwhile, they said they spoke with their constituents, and a constituents they said, "Omo Ken Ofori-Atta because was saying him."
Yes.
But now, no, they are beginning to say, as Omo change, Omo position or the bar in the beginning.
Yes.
That
is what I'm telling you. Everything has become transactional. Because from the beginning, you know, exactly. Energy in as a form of the chassis, Ken Ofori-Atta, and it's a fact. Yes, somebody was just conjecturing, and so be bony team no can be the fact. I bear on the table say Ken Ofori-Atta has failed, and some of the issues are more raised to the point that conflict of interest, and they are shamelessly defending in parliament the guy engaging in the offense saying conflict of interest. You know, it was one of the critical points of my press conference. You know,
with evidence.
With evidence. So some of these things you cannot go to parliament and attempt to justify all because something has gone on. And then I'm telling you, say, now we can't about Adubu Ahinte where I see. Yeah. Let's see their nature. Sate Prana say or in 2018.
Okay.
And I see a video we are babonting or in 2018 or don't call Dubai quiet. So from 2018 to how many years? 4 good years. And you have this person with a criminal intent hanging on as a deputy finance minister for 4 good years after this video.
Minister of State.
Minister of State. So you can imagine the kind of damage on my way in the last 4 years.
After 4 years, we will still see more of the
definitely
the Ken Ofori-Atta.
And you see,
what we are seeing today is what they did in 4 years.
And you see, I like analysis where you expand the horizon just to make people appreciate. The fact is that so you can imagine that is one thing. Okay. And that is the way they are behaving within government, you know, and they have free pass. The Yehudi say, in a broad day, in a civilized democratic dispensation like Ghana, your critical media and as for these guys are not these guys are not even deterred. Omo companies and dividend. And they are free to go out with it. The president is aware. The president doesn't give a damn about it. on daily basis, yeah, Bob was sabi, bossy and Yansanim, and these guys are gaining.
And the president has reported the Dubois to the OSP, and prosecutions have begun as yesterday, today. They're prosecuting on the investigating.
See, we shouldn't have gotten here. That is the point. Akufo-Addo has waited far too long to the point that because I didn't see over there now because I won't report to my a special prosecutor. You can't do it.
People are also indicted there. Why only Dubois?
That is what I'm saying, sir. Because of the public, friends are up or now, and the kind of tension that is going on. Now, video now, but he had no other option than to do that. But the question is, if the president is really committed, say, fighting corruption, now you crack it down on the many things now, then you take a holistic approach. There are a lot of criminal guys who are hiding in this particular government. Their dealings are enough to show. You just go down and deal with all of them. And Ken Ofori-Atta is one of such guys. You need to deal with him. And there are similar cases over the years, cases of corruption. PDS deal and the high Yanka. There are a lot of them. There's a corruption, I bet you pooler. We are just shaming.
And then nobody was prosecuted for it.
And as a result of that, I get $90 million that we were supposed to get from US government here, So we are government that work credibility, and indeed you are committed to say you're fighting corruption. Some of these things you don't allow them to slide off. Oh, for the election is a different thing altogether. For elections there is a different thing altogether. But among for our reposing confidence and trust in you as president, you have to live and justify that particular trust. And consistently, what Akufo-Addo has done is that the enterprise of good governance, not turning into a notorious penthouse where money has become the central theme. Everybody is looking for money. So don't be surprised that everybody in this particular government has become a goro boy because there is no leadership. Akufo-Addo has proven that he's a weak person.
Everybody in this government is looking for a place to succeed.
A place to succeed. Exactly. Because there is no leadership in place. Because when you see leadership, go back to Rawlings' time when he was president.
There was discipline in the system.
Exactly. The mere fact that Rawlings is president, all that through bed as soon as a minister is scarce. You understand? And whenever you want to engage in those illicit businesses, and one
so somebody even said the fact that Nanado is a president should even scare his minister.
Exactly.
Yes. You should not even think of going
no. That is what it takes to be a leader. Yes. So when that particular respect is not there, when you've not been able to assert yourself, say, man, I'm a president, people see you and say, I'm away there. Because you see, people around the president have turned themselves into a cabal who are stealing and looting this particular country with impunity.
That's the issue.
Exactly. So, when I'm here district assembly, I'm here DC, and I'm here a Kurasi, then I'm here. Now, we are so DC, we are saying, if people close to the president are stealing with impunity, and they are determined to do whatever that they do, and they get away with it. They get away with everything. Wow, what a form no better. So there is an inspiration for people to steal because Srona say so. Akufo-Addo Timia setting also a leader, and look at many of the decisions that they are taking. Just a decision will take you to in China to say Yansa. Just I'm crying a boy, but nothing
because
working.
Parliament.